Does it not ever? Edit video. Never updates the fucking title. Alright, now I think the title should be updated on YouTube too. So annoying. Alright. Vicious, what's up? 13. Dahlia, cycling. How's it going, everyone? Verbals, how are you? Right. Oubliette, howdy again. Hemingway, what's up? All right. Cheers, everyone. Fuck, I'm gonna have to buy weed. Corey, what's up? Dee Dee, how you doing? Cheers. Oh, nice. Stoner Jake, what's up? Here's Stoner Jake.
Buddy, want a treat? Mister.
Come here. Dragons, cheers. Can one get rid of the It's Your X month sub-anniversary? Where is it? I don't know. Stingray, what's up? It's probably on the little tiny part, a little tiny area. Soap with the subscription for 5 months in a row at tier 1. Thank you, thank you. Did that get rid of it? Did it make the thing go away? Hope so. I hope so for you. I hope so for you. Whoops. How many's in here? I think there's like 2 left in this. Yep. 2 left. God, they still taste like shit. Oh my God, they taste terrible. Yummy. Yummy. Hold on, I'll just bring it. All right. All right. Here we go. This is going to be infuriating, I'm sure. I don't know what song was playing there. Here we go.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Oh, we got those
So
captions
this
out.
is a big day, a beautiful day, potentially
Where are they?
one of the great days
Why are there no
ever in
captions? I have them.
civilization.
Okay, guy. I have the captions turned on. They're not there.
Things that have been going on for hundreds of years and thousands of years. We're going to, at least we're at a minimum very, very close, and I think we're beyond very close.
What'd you have?
And I want to thank Bibi for really getting in there and doing a job. We've worked well together, as we have with many other countries, both of us,
there it
with
is.
many other
There they
countries,
are.
which is the only way this whole situation gets solved. And I'm not just talking about Gaza. Gaza is one thing, but we're talking about much beyond Gaza. The
What
whole
else
deal,
shall we talk? The whole deal.
everything getting solved. It's called peace
God.
in the Middle East. So today
He does sound like he's fucking dying up there.
is a historic day for peace, and Prime Minister Netanyahu and I have just concluded an important meeting on many vital issues, including Iran, trade, the expansion of the Abraham Accords, and most importantly, we discussed
The
how to
Abraham
end the
Accords.
war in Gaza, but it's just a part of the bigger picture, which is peace in the Middle East.
Why
And
the
let's go
hell
already-
does someone have a microphone that they can just cough into? Who the fuck has the microphone just to cough into
Eternal
it?
peace in the Middle East. So this is far more than anybody expected, but the level of support that I've had from the nations in the Middle East and surrounding Israel and neighbors of Israel has
Jamie.
been incredible, incredible. Every single one of them. This afternoon, after extensive consultation with our friends and partners throughout the region, I'm formally releasing our principles for peace, which people have really liked, I must say. And these are done not just routinely done, these are done with total consideration and working with the nations that we're talking about. All of these nations have made contributions to those suggestions.
Sure, I'm glad that these
I want
captions
to
are
thank
working
the
great.
leaders of many Arab and Muslim nations for their tremendous support in
Nations.
developing the proposal,
Can't even
along
say
with
nations right now.
many of our allies in Europe. Europe has been very much involved, and as I was called by many of the European leaders, most of them saying, "Is this true? Are you really doing peace in the Middle East? This is the most
No, it's
incredible
not
thing
true.
we've heard. Some think it's the biggest thing they've ever heard." They called just to find out, was it just a rumor or is it actually done? And then they said, have you spoken to the Arab leaders? Have you spoken to all of the other leaders that we have to get? A lot of people involved in this one. I also want to thank Prime Minister Netanyahu for agreeing to the plan and for trusting that if we work together, we can bring an end to the death
Cough.
and destruction that
Cough in
we've
the mic.
seen for so many years, decades, even centuries. And beginning
He's really standing up there like a dead guy. He's like doing everything he can to like prop himself up, and he's still kind of like leaning like this. He's like, we gotta.
new chapter of security,
oh my
peace, and
God.
prosperity for the entire region. And I want to just say that my meetings and dialogue that we had with so many countries, Saudi Arabia as an example, the king is a phenomenal person. The Emir of Qatar, he's an incredible people. UAE, and that's
UAE?
MBZ and ABZ. We've totally involved. These are the people that we've been dealing with and who've been actually very much involved in this negotiation, giving us ideas, things they can live with, things they can't live with. Pretty complex. I mean, after 2,000, 3,000 years, whatever it is, I guess it's got to be a little complex, or it would have been done a long time ago. The King of Jordan was with us, as you know, in the United Nations. The President of Turkey, President Erdogan, is a friend of mine, a strong man, but a good man. President of Indonesia, somebody who's an amazing leader, Prabowo. He is an amazing leader and respected by everybody. He was in the room with us. We were amazing leader. Prabowo. He is an amazing leader.
I don't even know what the fuck he just said.
Respected by everybody. He was in the room with us. We were together with most of these people that I'm mentioning. Others were by phone or the next day. The Prime Minister and the Field Marshal of Pakistan, they were with us right from the beginning. Incredible. In fact, they just put out a statement that they fully believe in this pact. It just came out just as I was walking around. They said, sir, you have a big notice from the Prime Minister of Pakistan and from the Field Marshal that they back this 100%. President El-Sisi of Egypt, who's terrific. And these are people I've gotten to know over the years. I mean, I would say it started around 2015 and then went into 2016 when the presidency officially began. But I've known him actually for a long time, and there are many cases really great men. I can't say in all cases, but I will tell you in many cases they're great men and some great women too. They tend to be mostly men, however, I will say that.
Dude, what the fuck
But
is he talking
if accepted
about?
by Hamas, this proposal calls for the release of all remaining hostages immediately, but in no case more than 72 hours. So the hostages are coming back.
72 hours.
I hate even saying this from the standpoint, doesn't sound right, but it is so important to the parents. The bodies of the young men, I believe in almost all cases, the young men are coming back immediately. I met with parents. The parents felt as strongly about
Can
getting
you just say
their,
men and women? Why does he have to go?
the body of
Men,
their dead
mostly
boy
men.
back
It's
as they
mostly.
did as those
mostly
the boy
men.
were alive and well. It's so important to them. And it means the immediate end to the war itself, not just Gaza. It's the war itself. Under the plan, Arab and Muslim countries have committed, and in writing in many cases, but I actually would take their word for it. The people I mentioned, I'd take their word for it. To demilitarize Gaza, and that's quickly. Decommission the military capabilities of Hamas and all other terror organizations. Do that immediately. And we're relying on the countries that I named and others to deal with Hamas. And I'm hearing that Hamas wants to get this done too, and that's a good thing. And destroy all terror infrastructure, including the tunnels, weapons, production facilities. They have a lot of production facilities that we're destroying. And destroy all terror infrastructure, including the tunnels, weapons, production facilities. They have a lot of production facilities.
Weapons of production facilities. What the hell?
That we're destroying. They'll also help train local police forces in the areas that
He is like
right
whistling
now,
and really
in particular
slurring his
in and
S's.
around Gaza, working with the new transitional authority in Gaza. All parties will agree on a timeline for Israeli forces to withdraw in phases. They'll be withdrawing in phases. No more shooting, hopefully. As progress is made toward achieving these goals, Arab and Muslim nations need to be allowed the chance to fulfill these commitments of dealing with Hamas. They have to deal with them because they were the one group that we have not dealt with. I haven't dealt with them. But the Arab countries are going to, and Muslim countries are going to be dealing with Hamas, and I believe they've already been there. I think they probably have an understanding, and they haven't maybe mentioned that, but I would imagine they do. Otherwise, they wouldn't have gone as far as they've gone. If they're unable to do so, then Israel would have the absolute right and actually our full backing, U.S. full backing. Marco's here, and a lot of our leaders are here, our great Vice President, Susie Wiles, Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner. They've been so involved in this process. I don't think anybody else could have done it or even come close. But it's we're right there. We're right there. First time in
Where are
thousands
where
of
are
years,
we,
I think
Donald?
you can probably say, if you really look
Where
into it,
are
if you study
we?
back, if you're a scholar, you would say thousands of years. Israel would have my full backing to finish the job of destroying the threat of Hamas. But I hope that we're going to have a deal for peace. And if Hamas rejects the deal, which is always possible, they're the only one left. Everyone else has accepted it. But I have a feeling that we're going to have a positive answer. But if not, as you know, Bibi, you'd have our full backing.
This is
To do what you
if they did something, BB, if there was some sort of like false flag, BB, I want you to know, in the next 72 hours, if there's some sort of false flag event, we would let you finish the job. Just so you know, like, dude, shut the fuck. What is going on? Why is he? I mean, he's clearly just like reading this seemingly word for word off of this fucking paper.
would have to do. Everyone understands that the ultimate result must be the elimination of any danger posed in the region, and that danger is caused by Hamas. The tyranny of terror has to end, and this is, again, something that we're looking for. This is eternity. This is for forever.
What?
To ensure the success of this effort, my plan calls for the creation of a new international oversight body, the Board of Peace, we call it, the Board of Peace. Sort of a beautiful name.
Ah, the BOP.
Board of Peace, which
The old
will
BOP.
be headed, not at my request, believe me, I'm very busy, but we have to make sure this works. The leaders of the Arab world and Israel and everybody involved asked me to do this, so it would be
Dude,
headed.
he can't even read this thing. He is actively floundering at reading. He's looking at the page, trying to figure out where he is, trying to read the fucking thing, and he's just like going for it in his sentence right now, trying to string some bullshit together while he fails to read.
By a gentleman known as President Donald J. Trump of the United States. That's what I want, is some extra work to do, but
You just said you weren't. Didn't he just say he wasn't heading it? Didn't he just say he wasn't going to be heading it? I'm not going to be heading it. And there's people, there's people, and it's being headed by Donald J. Trump. What the fuck?
it's so important that I'm willing to do it, and will do. Headed, not at my request, believe me, I'm very busy, but we have to make sure this works.
Not at your request.
The leaders of the Arab world and
So
Israel and everybody involved asked me to
are you
do
saying,
this, so it'll be
okay,
headed
so
by
you weren't
a
requested, but they
gentleman known as
gave it to
President
you
Donald J.
anyway?
Trump of the United States.
That's what you're
That's I want,
saying?
is some extra
Sure.
work to do, but it's so important that I'm willing to do it, and we'll do it right. And we're going to put leaders from other countries on, and leaders that are very distinguished leaders, and we'll have a board. And one of the people that wants to be on the board is the UK former Prime Minister Tony Blair. Good man, very good man, and some
The
others.
former prime
And
minister?
they'll be named over the next few days. And it'll be quite the board. Working, everybody wants to be on it now. I don't know if that had anything to do They named me, and everybody else wanted to be on it. I guess they figure, well, he's a soft touch. He'll be easy to deal with. Working with the World Bank and others, it will be responsible for recruiting and training a new government that will be made up of Palestinians along with highly qualified experts from all around the world. Hamas and other terrorist factions will play no role in the board, but they'll play no role in the governance of Gaza at all, directly or indirectly. As you
No,
know,
I think he looks like shit.
thousands of Hamas
Even compared to normal.
leaders have been killed and soldiers have been killed. And we can never forget October 7th, but thousands have paid the price for that. And now it's time to get our hostages back and get back to.
This
trying
is
to build
just
something
another
that's really
thing
great
to
and
say,
very
oh, we got to
important.
get the
In our
hostages
meeting today,
back. They're
Prime
not
Minister
going to get all the
Netanyahu was very
hostages
clear
back.
about his
And
opposition
then they're going to
to a
blame
Palestinian
Hamas.
state. And he continuously mentions October 7th, and I understand that. Most people do. And I understand and respect his position on many things, but what he's doing today is so good for Israel. I noticed that they have large crowds gathering in Israel all the time, and they have my name up. They like me for whatever reason, Bibi, I don't know, but they do like me. But they say two things.
Oh, you don't know why Israel might like you with how much fucking money and stuff we give them? You don't know why anyone in Israel might?
Please get the hostages back and please end the war. They've had it. It's had it. So I think it's a very popular thing you do because he's a warrior. He doesn't know about getting back to a normal way of life, but he is a warrior, and Israel's lucky to have him. But now the people want to get back to peace. They want to get back to normalization in a true sense. Several countries have foolishly recognized the Palestinian state. As you know, some of our European friends, allies, good people, but they're really, I think, doing that because they're very tired of what's going on for so many decades. They've been presidents and prime ministers for years, and during this.
Wait, how would it be a problem of them recognizing a Palestinian state if you're trying to say that you're trying to have them have some sort of what the fuck?
Time having to do with the Middle East, all they're doing is talking about the same thing over and over. They want to see it get back, and nobody wants that more than me, or I believe Bibi too. But the people of Israel want it. They really want it. They want the hostages back. That includes the probably 32 bodies that we're talking about, 20 people that are living, 32 or so people that are dead, and they want to have peace. So let us not forget how we got here. Hamas was elected by the Palestinian people. Israel withdrew from Gaza thinking they would live in peace. Remember that a long time ago, they withdrew. They said, you take it. This is our contribution to peace. But that didn't work out. That didn't work out. It was the opposite.
Jesus Christ.
They pulled away. They let them have it. And I never forgot that because I said, that doesn't sound like a good deal to me.
This is just like all written by Benjamin Netanyahu.
Right? Ron, they gave up the ocean. They said, who would do this deal? And it still didn't work out. They were very generous, actually. And they gave up the most magnificent piece of land in many ways in the Middle East. And they said, all we want to do now is have peace. And that request was not honored. Instead of building a better life for the Palestinians, Hamas diverted resources to build over 400 miles of tunnels and terror infrastructure, rocket production facilities, and hid their military command posts and launch sites in hospitals, schools, and mosques. So
what the fuck are you talking about?
You'd be after
Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, Benjamin definitely wrote this fucking thing.
That terrible thing, terrible, terrible way to have to fight. No fight is good, but that's a real bad one. So there are many Palestinians who wish to live in peace. Many, many, many. I've seen so many of them. And they have support. And I challenge the Palestinians to take responsibility for their destiny, because that's what we're giving them. We're giving them responsibility for their destiny, fully condemn and prohibit terrorism, and earn their way to a brighter future. They don't want the life that they've had. They've had a rough life with Hamas. If the Palestinian Authority does not complete the reforms that I laid out in my vision for peace in 2020, they'll have only themselves to blame. We're giving them an amazing footprint, and they have a
He's now threatening and blaming the Palestinian people in the same sentence. He's threatening and blaming the Palestinian people.
amazing support from the leaders of the Arab
Also,
world and the
hey,
Muslim
Alley Cat.
world. The great leaders. These are great leaders. These are unbelievable leaders that have built great countries and very wealthy countries. What the future holds for the Palestinians, no one really knows, but the plan that we put forward today is focused on ending the war immediately, getting all of our hostages back, getting everything back. Hard to believe when you even say it, and creating conditions for durable Israeli security and Palestinian success. Israeli security is going to be involved. We're going to help you. We'll be there with you in terms of helping with security. We want to make sure it works. We just want to make sure it works. There shouldn't be a shot
We're
fired.
going
There will
to
I
be
guess,
there,
because
help.
that's the way it seems to be, but there shouldn't be of helping with security. We want to make sure it works. We just want to make sure it works. There shouldn't.
So, are you saying that we are going to be boots on the ground? Are you saying that we are going to be boots on the ground helping Israel in Gaza?
Be a shot fired. Now there will be, I guess, because that's the way it seems to be. But
And there won't be a shot fired, but there will be, I guess, because that's the way it seems to be. Oh, he's like, oh, I mean, there won't be a shot fired, but really, we're going to kill people.
in terms of helping with security, we want to make sure it works. We just want to make sure it works. There shouldn't be a shot fired. Now there will be, I guess, because that's the way it seems to be. But they shouldn't have to be within a few days. There shouldn't have to be a shot fired. And maybe for
Within a
eternity.
few days,
Wouldn't that be nice? I
there
hope
should
it's true.
not have to be
I can tell
another
you the
shot
leadership
fired.
of that region feels that there's a good chance of it being true. So this will lead to this agreement that we're talking about will lead to a sustainable long-term.
So are we sending
peace.
just boots on the ground to start killing people? What the fuck is going on?
No president in history has been a greater friend of the state of Israel than I have, in addition to negotiating the Abraham Accords.
What in the hell is he? Why can't he say Abraham now? Why in the hell can he all of a sudden not say Abraham? He was perfectly saying Abraham just fine before. Aren't the U.S. people that are in there though, like technically privately contracted? Aren't like most, or if not all of them, all privately contracted through like a security thing? So
say it
like
that
it's
way
not
because
technically like our
real
military
people, that's what
working
they
with.
call Abraham.
Yeah.
I would say Abraham, but it's so much nicer when you say Abraham.
He wanted to describe why. Let's go over this again. Hold on. What's that,
I say
Donald?
it that way because the real people, that's what they call Abraham.
The
I
real
would say
people?
Abraham, but it's so much nicer when you say Abraham. So much more elegant.
Who's the real people?
But the Abraham Accords, they're
Dude, it's fucking Abraham.
amazing. Jared, you did that along with your group of geniuses, and nobody thought that could be done. We have 4 countries, and Sleepy Joe Biden didn't do a thing. He didn't even know what the hell they were. He should have had them.
It did really seem like he was like, just so you know, Seth, this is why I'm saying it like that, because I'm a fucking idiot. Just wanted you to know it's because I'm an idiot. It's because I'm stupid. Thank you, Donald. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you for
But I
telling
think
me.
This will also lead to packing them. And who knows, maybe even Iran can get in there. I hope, we hope we're going to be able to get along with Iran. I think they're going to be open to it. I really believe that. But they could be a member. I long ago said, I'll bet you at some point Iran will be a member of the Accords, and little did I realize it was going to take this turn. That was some turn we did with the B-2s. But I think
He's
they
bringing
might
up the
very
fact
well be
that we
there.
bombed them.
It's a great thing for them economically. I recognize the eternal capital of Israel. I opened the American embassy in Jerusalem. That was something that everyone said would never be done, could never be done. Virtually every president for, but I think they might very well be there because it's a great thing for them economically. I recognize the
It was a great thing for them economically. For us to bomb Iran, it was a great thing for them economically. How exactly was it great economically for us to bomb the shit out of Iran?
eternal capital of Israel.
I also want everyone to know that I recognize the eternal capital of Israel. You think fucking Donald Trump or Stephen Miller or one of these jokers wrote this thing? Benjamin standing there like, good, yes. Good, yes. Read what I've written for you. Sitting there like Palpatine.
American embassy in Jerusalem. That was something that
I
everyone said
am
would
the
never be
Senate.
done, could never be done. Virtually every president for many, many years, for decades, would campaign on making Jerusalem the capital of Israel. They campaigned on it over and over. Is that right, Steve? Is that right? Everyone, and when they got to it, and I understand why now, because it was so. When I got to office, I campaigned on it too. I said, we're going to make it. And then I'd get calls from the leaders of
And the fuck
various
did you
countries
say
saying,
that?
please don't do it. Please don't do it. It'll end the whole world. Please don't do it. And finally, I just didn't say anything, and I did it. People were calling me before I did it because I heard I was going to do it. And leaders of countries were calling me. And I think it was on a Thursday that I did it. And they'd call me Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
the
3-4
fuck is he
times a day. And I
talking
said,
about?
tell them I'll call them back on Friday. And I announced it on Thursday. And I called them back, the biggest people in the world. And they said, you've done it. I said, done what? You've made the capital of Israel, Jerusalem. And we wanted to talk yet. I wish you called me a little sooner. Maybe I could have done something about.
What say does Donald Trump have in me? What say does Donald Trump have in making a change to the capital city of Israel? What the fuck what is going on right now? What are we talking about?
So that was a lot easier than getting into an argument because I knew what they were calling about. And you know what? It turned out to be amazing. Everybody thought it was going to lead to the end of the world, right? The end of the world, Ron. That's what they said.
He's talking about like the rapture now, isn't he? He's talking about like the biblical end times.
It didn't lead to anything. It just led to something that I promised and something that was very, very popular for Jewish people and a lot of other people too. I recognize Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights, and I cut taxpayer funding to the.
What the fuck is it? This is, oh my God. Like, I didn't realize he could, like, vacuum suck Benjamin Netanyahu's peen from so far away. I didn't realize this dude had hands-free and also mouth-free capabilities. I didn't know that it was wireless. This shit's got Bluetooth on it.
United Nations.
What the fuck?
And Works Agency and United Nations was interesting because, as you know, a few days ago they introduced me, ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States. I'm looking at my teleprompter and the thing was dead, stone cold.
Oh my God, he's
dead.
bitching about the
I
teleprompter.
have a long, beautiful speech to make. I'm back 30 feet back, and I'm saying, they're introducing me. There's nothing on my teleprompter. So, but I made a speech. I actually got good marks. You think Biden could have done that? I don't think so. I don't think he.
I got good marks. You know, I actually got good marks. Fuck is going on? Does he think he's in school? He clearly did not hear a single response to what he did at the UN General Assembly, did he? He clearly hasn't heard a goddamn thing.
He could have done that. I don't think too many people could have done it. But actually, it was actually more of a speech from my heart. if you want to know the truth, I think it was maybe better in certain ways because it was from the heart. It has to be.
Keep in mind, everyone, remember his speech was, "You're going to hell. You're all going to hell. I want you to join my Christian crusade on a global area, global Christian crusade. That's what we want. You're going to hell. Fuck you." That was America's the best. Number one. Number one. That was his speech. And he's like, I spoke from the heart. I got good marks. I did
From the
I
heart,
did
otherwise you're in
great.
big trouble. But I cut taxpayer funding for that very corrupt United Nations Relief and Works Agency, and nobody thought that would be done, and withdrew from the horrible Iran nuclear deal that was imposed upon Israel by Barack Hussein Obama and Biden. And I don't think Biden knew anything about it.
And
I
Biden.
don't
Let me
think
throw
he
Joe
knows
Biden
anything
in.
about it
Joe
now,
Biden.
Actually, if you ask him, he'd say, "What is that?"
Joe Biden.
And we obliterated Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity, making it impossible for them to have a nuclear weapon, which they would have had probably in about 2 months from that. But I've never asked Israel to compromise its security, but we had big, strong talk. Nobody's been better to Israel. No president's been better to Israel than Donald Trump.
We had a big, strong talk. We had a big, strong talk. And then he proceeds to call himself in the third person. He then proceeds to glaze himself with a call out in the third person. Amazing.
But we had a long, strong talk, Bibi and I. And
Oh, strong talk.
he understands it's time. It's time. History has shown. And the people of Israel want it. And the people of the Middle East want it. The people of enemies of Israel
Rambling
want
conspiracy
it. They don't have really
about
too many enemies right
Trump.
now. And you
Oh,
know what?
no.
Many countries have gained
Yikes.
great respect for Israel, for the way they fight, for the job they do,
What?
including me. I had respect anyway, but they gained respect.
For what? Bombing civilians? Is that what you pat him on the back
History
for?
has shown us that those who have relations with Israel have thrived, while those
No, history has shown us those who have relations with Israel get herpetogonorrhea. That's what we have seen from history. When you hang out with Israel, you catch something.
who have devoted resources and attention toward the destruction and even annihilation of Israel have languished. They haven't done well. Israel is not going anywhere. They're going to coexist with other.
He said Hitler
people
doesn't
and
seem so
countries
crazy anymore.
in the
That's
region,
fucking
from
crazy to
Syria
say.
Lebanon to Saudi Arabia. The
We'll give you a
promise
ban
of
there.
a new Middle East is so clearly within our reach. This is the closest we've ever come to real peace, not fake peace, not political fool's peace. If we can get this difficult problem solved, the opportunities for all within that vast region of this world, it's a vast region. It's unlimited.
No shit. Obviously,
The
it's a vast
Abraham
region.
Accords show that all countries
saying
are better
Auburn
off
now.
when they
He's never gonna get
communicate
over
and
that
work
one.
together and embrace new opportunities. I hope Jared and Steve and Susie and Marco and JD, we have great people. I hope you guys are going to work very hard to get these other countries in because now they have no excuse.
This guy still
There's
can't
no
name
longer an
other than like
excuse.
5 people.
They were.
So he names the
somewhere
same
hesitant,
people every
and I'll tell you,
time.
the 4 countries that went in, I give them tremendous credit, and it's worked out incredibly well for them. In the same spirit, I'm pleased to report that earlier today we took another important step toward greater understanding in the region. A short
Speaking
time
of
ago, we had a historic
Gaza,
phone
where's
call
the
in Oval
flotilla at?
Office with
Where's the flotilla
Prime
at on the
Minister
tracker at the moment?
Tani, who's really a great.
Isn't that supposed to be
Great
like
person.
arriving soon?
So we had a great talk, and I was on the phone, and Bibi was talking.
Trump
Prime
having a
Minister
number of
Al-Thani
trials,
was of Qatar. Was they really had a heart-to-heart conversation? It was a great conversation, I thought.
Maybe 2. Oh, is it really
It
still
was
2 to 3 sale
productive.
days?
It was everything that you need to have something turn out to be successful. And I want to thank Bibi, and I want to thank the Prime Minister. It was fantastic. We agreed to launch a formal trilateral mechanism between Israel, Qatar, and the United States to begin a dialogue to enhance
Qatar.
mutual security, correct
So are we going to bomb Qatar again?
misperceptions, and avoid future misgivings. And I want to thank Qatar, its leadership, and the Emir. He's a fantastic person. I think, I'm going to be his public relations man because I know him differently than a lot of people know him. But he wants peace. He wants to see peace. And his people, and they really acknowledge the critical role that they've played as mediator. And again, we're not quite finished. We have to get Hamas, but I think they're going to be able to do that. So now it's time for Hamas to accept the terms of the plan that we've put forward today. And again, this is a different Hamas than we were dealing with because I guess over 20,000 have been killed. Their
what the
leadership
fuck
has been
is
killed
he
3 times
expecting
over.
Hamas to
So you're
do?
really dealing with different people. Than
Does
we've
he
been
want them
dealing
to
with over
come
the last
out, turn themselves
4 years,
in
5
to like
years?
be
Everyone has
executed
done
or
their part
something,
and come to the table
and
in
then
good
just
faith.
like hope
Arab
that
and Muslim
Israel
partners are
decides
fully
to like
prepared
stick
to
with their
step up
word?
and fulfill their commitments for the benefit of the people of Gaza and the entire region. They're willing to step up and do a lot. They really are. There are a lot of good people involved. Everyone who wants to see, everybody who wants to see an end to the violence and destruction should be united in calling for Hamas to accept the extremely fair proposal so that we can end the war and get us back our hostages right now and have everlasting peace. And I look forward to having relationships with everyone as the chairman of the board. I'll be involved and we'll have meetings with some very smart people that'll be working over there to make sure that we haven't just been wasting time with an agreement that doesn't get done. The task of building peace will not be easy. There are some of the hardest problems in the world to solve, and that's why it's been going on for so many
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
centuries.
Like, they're just gonna
Too many lives are at stake not to try, and this
continue
is more
doing
than
the
a
thing
try.
that they're
I mean, I
doing.
think this is something that gets done when you have virtually every country, and these are powerful, powerful countries that have a lot of money, and the money can make things happen. A lot of countries try, and they don't have
money,
the
yeah.
money. These are very rich countries that can make things happen. So together we'll forge a much safer and more hopeful future for everybody, including Israel. And I want to thank Prime Minister Netanyahu for his partnership, and I want to thank all of the leaders, the kings and the emirs and the presidents and prime ministers, people I mentioned. And they've been absolutely fantastic to work with, and it's just happened very quickly. It's happened from a couple of weeks before I had a couple of meetings, but a couple of weeks before.
Good
we
God,
went to
Trump,
the
how
United
long are you gonna
Nations,
fucking
and
ramble
we had
for?
we had some incredible meetings. It all came to place. It all took place, and everybody wanted to be a part of it. I don't have anybody that's saying we don't want anything to do with it. It's just the opposite. And I'll tell you, a couple of years ago, a year ago, I don't think we would have had this kind of participation, Mr. VP, right? I don't think we would have had. It's been amazing.
Is he talking to
The
JD Vance right now?
participation was 100%. Everybody wants to be a part of it. And everybody, those very strong countries, everybody wants it to work. So, Bibi, congratulations on this.
Oh, no, he
I
said
think
BB.
this will be
I heard VP.
your crowning achievement, frankly. If this all works out, we think it will. It's going to be your crowning achievement, and I want to thank you very much for being here. Thank you. Please.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, here comes
President,
Benjamin Netanyahu's
First, I
turn
want
to
to thank
speak.
you for graciously hosting me once again in the White House. And second, I want to thank you for your friendship and for your leadership. From Jerusalem to Tehran, from the Golan Heights to Gaza, you've proven time and again what I've said many times. You are the greatest friend that Israel has ever had in the White House. And Mr. President, you and I both know it's not even close. While you focus at home,
He's currently
on making
thanking Trump for the
America great
sloppy
again,
toppy.
your leadership abroad is changing the world for the better, ending wars and advancing peace. I believe that today,
I believe you're at 7
we're taking a
wars, right,
critical
Donald?
step
You're at
towards both
7?
ending the war in Gaza and setting the stage for dramatically advancing peace in the Middle East. And I think beyond the Middle East,
Cheers.
in very important Muslim countries. I support your plan to end the war in Gaza,
Beyond the Middle
which
East.
achieves
Where else are you
our war
going?
aims. It will bring back to Israel all our hostages, dismantle Hamas's military capabilities, end its political rule, and ensure that Gaza never again poses a threat to
Fucking
Israel.
military capabilities do they have? What the hell do they
We would
have?
not have achieved
They
this
barely
turning point
even had like a bulldozer.
without the courage and sacrifice of our incredibly brave soldiers. They fight like lions to defend the people of Israel, and they serve on the front line in the war between civilization and barbarism. Mr. President, when our two countries stand shoulder to shoulder, we achieve the impossible. Just a few months ago, in Operation Rising Lion and Operation Midnight Hammer, we struck a decisive blow against Iran's nuclear and ballistic missile
Now they're
program.
glazing the fact that they just wrongfully attacked
Our bold
Iran.
decision to send those B-2s
Oh, great.
made the region safer and the world safer.
Safer? What the fuck
Now,
do you mean
under your
safer? If
leadership,
anything, it's caused
we're taking the
significantly
next
more
step
global tension.
to win the war and expand the peace. Your plan is consistent with the 5 principles my government set for the end of the war and the day after Hamas. Everybody asks, what is your plan for the day after Hamas? Here's our plan. Passed it in the cabinet. All our hostages, both those who are alive and those who died,
Why is this something he's about to
all of them
propose?
will return home immediately. Hamas will be disarmed.
Hamas?
Gaza will be demilitarized. Israel will retain security responsibility.
What the fuck you mean you're gonna demilitarize Gaza? There is like no more Gaza. You blew up every hospital. You blew up every building. You blew up everything. There's barely any buildings left. You're gonna demilitarize them. What the fuck are you talking about?
Including a security perimeter for the foreseeable future.
A
And
security
lastly,
perimeter, huh?
Gaza will have a peaceful civilian administration that is run neither by Hamas nor by the Palestinian Authority.
I'm guessing he
If
wants
Hamas agrees
Israel to
your
run
plan,
it.
Mr.
I'm
President,
guessing.
The first step will be a modest withdrawal, followed by the release of all our hostages within 72 hours. The next step will be the establishment of an international body charged with fully disarming Hamas and demilitarizing Gaza. I appreciate your willingness to lead the body, Mr. President. I really appreciate it because you have a lot of things to do, and this is
No, really, I really,
reflects
and you know, really, I'm serious. Really, I really appreciate it. I really do.
the confidence that this will give everyone that things will be followed up.
Donald Trump does
all
not
the-
inspire confidence in anything. Unless, like, there's a vote of, is Donald Trump going to forget where he is, or will Donald shit himself today? I don't think he inspires much confidence in any
It's
situation.
made. The fact that you're taking this on, I think, helps a lot to make sure that everything flows in the direction that we want. Now, if this international body succeeds,
Who invited Israel
have
into the
permanently
pants of the
ended the war.
U.S.? I mean, it's been back since, like, just the fucking inception. Since the inception of Israel, it's been a problem.
Israel will conduct further withdrawals linked to the extent of disarmament and demilitarization, but will remain in the security perimeter for the foreseeable future. I think we should understand that we're giving everybody a chance to have this done peacefully, something that will achieve all our war objectives without any further bloodshed. But if Hamas rejects your plan, Mr. President, or if they supposedly accept it and then
You know, I don't watch Benjamin Netanyahu talk a lot because the man makes me so fucking angry. And my God, watching him, it's like a vampire performing up there. It really is. It is so obviously, if you just like have any knowledge at all, you can see how fucking performative it is. But like, he is much better at the propaganda than like Donald Trump and stuff is than we're used to seeing. But
basically do everything
yikes,
to counter
scary to
it,
watch.
then Israel will finish
His UN
the
speech.
job.
I didn't even watch it. I just saw the videos of people walking out before he made the speech. I saw everyone walking out. No, like, it looked like fucking 60% of the people left.
by itself. This can be done the easy way, or it can be done the hard way. But it will be done. We prefer the easy way, but it has to be done. All these goals must be achieved because we didn't fight this horrible fight.
Truman, back when it started
Sacrifice the
with
finest
Israel,
of our young men to have Hamas stay in Gaza and threaten us again and again and again.
11
these
minutes after it was
horrific
declared.
massacres.
11 fucking minutes.
Mr. President, I was
Yeah.
encouraged
Right from the
by your
beginning.
clear statement at the UN against the recognition of a Palestinian state. That would be an outcome that, after October 7th, would reward terrorists, undermine security, and endanger Israel's very existence.
Bro, what the
As
fuck
for
did you just say?
against the recognition of a Palestinian state. By your clear statement at the UN, Mr. President, I was encouraged by your clear statement at the UN against the recognition of a Palestinian state. That would be an outcome that, after October 7th, would reward terrorists, undermine security,
I fucking, oh my God.
and endanger Israel's very existence. As for the Palestinian Authority,
Bro, you killed more
I
people on
appreciate
October
your firm
7th
position
than
that the
Hamas.
PA could have no role whatsoever in Gaza without undergoing a radical and genuine transformation. In your 2020 peace plan, which you mentioned just now, you made clear what that transformation requires. It's not lip service. It's not checking a box.
Did you say
a
lip
fundamental
service? Lip service. Oh, you're getting some lip service, all right, aren't you, Netanyahu? You're getting. I mean, look at that. Like, look at the look on Donald Trump's face while Netanyahu's over here talking about lip service. Donald looks like disappointed in himself. He's like,
genuine and enduring transformation. And that means ending pay to slay, changing the poisonous textbooks that teach hatred to Jews, to Palestinian children,
what?
stopping incitement in the media,
The
ending lawfare
textbooks?
against Israel at the ICC, the ICJ, recognizing the Jewish state, and many, many other reforms. It won't come as a surprise to you that the vast majority of Israelis
for you.
have no faith that the PA Leopard will change its spots. But rather than wait for this miraculous transformation, your plan provides a practical and realistic path forward for Gaza in the coming years, in which Gaza will be administered neither by Hamas nor the Palestinian Authority, but by those committed to a genuine peace with Israel. I think this can be not only a new beginning for Gaza, I think it can be a new beginning for the entire region. Under your leadership, we can re-energize, I've got to contribute my own, we can re-energize the Abraham Accords. That's what it's called in the original Hebrew, Abraham. Abraham is
Oh my
fine,
God.
Abraham, however you want to call it. Under your leadership, Mr. President, we can re-energize.
Are they gonna make out at the end of this? What in the fuck? What are we watching?
The Abraham Accords that we forged 5 years ago.
Look at
We
the
can
look on
expand them.
Donald Trump's face. He is blushing. This man is Look at this. This is the happiest I've ever seen him. Look how fucking sad he is right now. Look at him in the face. Look how sad this man is. Ready?
I've got to contribute.
Ready?
We
Watch.
can re-energize the Abraham Accords. That's what it's called in the original Hebrew. Abraham. Abraham is fine. Abraham, however you want to call it. Under your leadership, Mr. President, we can re-energize the Abraham Accords that we forged
He's blushing for him.
5 years ago. We can expand them.
oh, I love
to
him.
Many
Yeah.
more Arab and Muslim
What the
nations
fuck?
that choose moderation.
He's
over
still going. He's
extremism. I
still
think there's
just
an
smiling like a freak.
opportunity. It's not going to
JD Vance is so upset, and every time I think about JD Vance now, he is now the South Park version of JD Vance. It's tiny, Mr. President.
be easy. It's tough going, but I think if we succeed, you're
President.
absolutely right. We're going to open possibilities that nobody even dreamed
Yeah,
of.
it
I
is
think
like
we dream of them.
J.D. Vance is this big for
As
me
you've
just
told
in
me,
real life now.
Mr. President, and you've told the world many, many times, you said, remember October 7th. Remember October 7th. And we do. We will never forget.
How about you
The
say
horrors of
remember the
October 7th.
Hannibal
And we
directive?
will do whatever
How about we say that?
is necessary to make sure they don't happen again.
Remember the Hannibal
Since
directive.
October 7th, Israel's enemies have learned a hard truth. Those who attack us pay a heavy price. But those who partner with us advance progress and security for their peoples. President Trump just said it. It's also in the Bible. It says, those who will bless you will be blessed, and those who will curse you will be cursed. And that's actually what is happening. We want the blessings. I think we've done a lot in the past 2 years to end the curse. We're not finished, but we've done a lot. And we've done a lot together to end the curse.
A curse
I
you
want to
say.
thank your entire team for their efforts to get to this point.
A curse you say.
I especially want to thank Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner for their indefatigable work to bring Israel and Arab states in the region closer together. I am deeply grateful to both of them for their work. We had a phone call today just to make it clear. I said to the Prime Minister of Qatar, Israel was targeting terrorists, wasn't targeting Qatar. And of course, we regretted the loss of the Qatari citizen, wasn't our target.
Jesus
And I very much
Christ.
appreciate President Trump's proposal to have a trilateral body, the United States, Israel, and Qatar, to work out respective grievances. There are quite a few. But if we could try to mitigate them or put it on a different footing, I think that'll be good for everyone. Above all the people, the fine team, and many helpers who've done this, I want to thank you, Mr. President. History has already shown that under your leadership, Israel and America can change the face of the Middle East. And today I'm hopeful that your plan to end the war in Gaza will do so again and do so soon. It will free our hostages, end Hamas's tyranny in Gaza, and enable a more secure and prosperous future for the peoples of our region. Thank you, Mr. President. May God bless America. May God bless Israel. May God
Counterspell.
bless
Counterspell.
the indispensable alliance between our countries.
Counterspell.
And may I add in Hebrew, Gemal Chatima Tova, may we all be inscribed
Counterspell.
in the book of life. Thank you.
And a little thing for Benjamin Netanyahu here at the end. We have Benjamin Netanyahu on one side, and we've got Benjamin Milikowski on the other. That's his actual name. And for you, Benjamin, a little curse. There you go. Bloodline, generations, no removal. Can't get that back. This one is like an extreme one. This is a big curse. Big curse. Big curse. All that curse energy to you. All right, back to what we were...
Baby. So I think while we wait for these documents to
Look how
be
he is
signed
standing
and
up there. Look how
get
Donald is
everybody in line,
standing.
I think it maybe is not really appropriate to take questions. I'm meeting with, as you know, a couple of Democrats in a little while about
We have that to
country,
watch as well.
about keeping our country open. They're going to have to do some things because their
weren't you
ideas
or
are
something?
not very good ones. They're very bad. For
Yeah,
our
they
country,
can't
so
say it to
we'll
me.
see how that
They
works
can't
out.
say it to
But
me.
this is something that was really historic today. This was something that
I'm anti what now?
was amazing.
I'm what now?
I think, Bibi, I mean, depending on you, I think while we're waiting for signatures and waiting for approvals from a lot of different countries that are involved in this, we probably shouldn't take questions, or would you like to take a question or two from
He's like-
perhaps a friendly
he's just
Israeli
asking.
reporter, if there's such a
Well, should we? Would you like? Should we do the questions?
That's a very, very tough proposition. But I would think, Mr. President, that I would go by your instinct that this is,
He's like, fuck no, we're not taking questions. Absolutely not. No way. No way we're taking. Nope. Absolutely. I would say we should not. Coward. You coward.
Good
All right. Here we have the next one. This is the Democrats and Republicans speak after meeting with Trump as government shutdown nears. This is what he was talking about was going to happen later in the day. Here it is.
Here we go.
Chuck, are you lost?
Okay. Well, we met with the president for the first time since all of these issues started, even though we have requested repeated meetings with Leader Thune, Speaker Johnson, and the president. We have very large differences.
My
Healthcare
God, this microphone that they're using is butt cheeks.
and on their ability
Congratulations,
to undo
Roger.
whatever
I
budget
think.
we agree to through rescissions and through impoundment, as well as pocket rescissions. And I think for the first time, the president heard our objections and heard why we needed a bipartisan bill. Their
Mike is,
bill
like, peeking.
has not one iota of Democratic input. That is never how we've done this before. When I was leader, we negotiated 4 times
Hey, think of the bits.
with Republicans, and we never had a shutdown. And so it's up to the Republicans whether they want to shut down or not. We've made to the president some proposals. Our Republican leaders will have to talk to them about them, but ultimately he's the decision maker. And if he will accept some of the things we asked, which we think the American people are for, on health care and on rescissions, he can avoid a shutdown. But there are still large differences between us.
It was a frank and direct discussion with the President of the United States and Republican leaders, but significant and meaningful differences remain. Democrats are fighting to protect the health care of the American people, and we are not going to support a partisan Republican spending bill that continues to gut the health care of everyday Americans. Period. Full stop. There's a Republican-caused healthcare crisis that is causing hospitals and nursing homes and community-based health clinics all across the country, in rural America, urban America, small-town America, the heartland of America, and black and brown communities throughout this country. And that crisis is happening right now. And that's why we believe there is urgency to both keeping the government open.
What do we think is actually going to happen with this? I assume the Democrats are going to do nothing and then not.
In terms of their health,
Like,
their safety, their economic
we're not gonna have,
well-being
like, a
and
full
quality of
shutdown.
life, while also addressing the dangerous Republican healthcare crisis.
We laid out to the president some of the consequences of what's happening in health care. And by his face and by the way he looked, I think he heard about them for the first time. The closing of rural hospitals. The fact that
think
so many
he's
clinics
hearing
are closing.
about 'em for the
And I don't know
first
if he knew
time.
this before, but the fact that people will pay $4,000 more a year, $400 more a month, close to $5,000 more a year on their health care premiums if we don't do anything. And people don't know what to do. The average working family can't afford that. I told him how I met a mother who was crying to me because her daughter had cancer. And what has happened with health care, with what they have done, she's going to watch her daughter suffer and maybe die. And so he seemed to, for the first time, understand the magnitude of this crisis, and we hope he'll talk to the Republican leaders
Jesus
and
fucking
tell them
Christ.
we need bipartisan input on health care, on rescissions, into their bill. Their bill does not have they never talk to us. Thune didn't negotiate with me. Johnson didn't negotiate with Hakeem. And on the key issues, the Appropriations Committee, which has talked about
I wonder if
three of
Donald
the
Trump said
smaller
anything on
bills,
Truth
there were
Social after the
bills,
fact. Let's go see.
They said the
Let's
appropriators
see.
couldn't agree and said kick it up to the 4 leaders. They still haven't talked.
Yeah, let me say, we're deadly serious about addressing the Republican-caused healthcare crisis because it's a deadly serious issue for the American people. Largest cut to Medicaid in American history. Hospitals.
Oh. I was correct. Donald Trump did say something.
Look, guys, there's no way to sugarcoat it. Nobody likes Democrats anymore. We have no voters left because of all of our woke trans bullshit. Not even black people want to vote for us anymore. Even Latinos hate us. So we
What
need new voters.
the fuck?
And if we give all these illegal aliens free health care, we might be able to get them on our side so they can vote for us. They can't even speak English, so they won't realize we're just a bunch of woke pieces of shit, you know, at least for a while until they learn English and they realize they hate us too. Look, guys.
That's still up. Holy fucking shit. What is going on anymore? What the fuck is this? He didn't even retweet that. He posted that an hour ago. That is still posted. That is on Truth Social. His latest post. This is the newest post. What the fuck is going on? Holy shit. I did not expect that to be that insane. Who posted that? Donald Trump himself. Not a repost. Donald Trump did.
Those nursing homes and community-based health clinics closing right now. The fact that more than 20 million Americans are on the brink
Holy
of
shit.
experiencing dramatically increased premiums, copays, and deductibles because of the Republican refusal to extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits, which benefit working-class Americans. And we pointed that out. I pointed that out. Working-class Americans.
Yeah, I would say that Donald Trump doesn't really give a shit about healthcare. I would say he doesn't really give a fuck. I would say that he doesn't really give a shit.
Their healthcare. That's
I'd
what
say he
we're
doesn't
fighting
give a fuck about anybody except for himself.
to defend and to strengthen.
Thank you. Question? Yeah, we're going to take questions or not? No. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Was there any mention of a shorter CR? Is the government going to shut down in 30 hours?
Evan, check your text. Doug, check your text. Doug,
How soon?
stay.
Soon, very okay.
This. Oh god, here
Democratic
comes the
leadership.
chuckle
Look,
fucks.
The principle at stake here is very simple. We have disagreements about tax policy, but you don't shut that government down. We have disagreements about healthcare policy, but you don't shut the government down. You don't use your policy disagreements as leverage to not pay our troops, to not have essential services of government actually function. You don't say the fact that you disagree about a particular tax provision is an excuse for shutting down the people's government and all the essential services that come along with it. If you look at what Chuck Schumer has said in the past consistently, it's whatever our disagreements are, let's negotiate with them, let's talk about them, let's figure out a bipartisan solution, but you don't shut the government down. In other words, you don't put a gun to the American people's head and say, unless you do exactly what Senate and House
To the
Democrats
American
want you to
people's
do,
head?
we're going to shut down your government. That's
You're
exactly what
putting
they're
the gun
proposing
to
out
people's
there.
head.
Now we have to remember they're very frustrated. They say that they're very frustrated about the fact that this negotiation has not taken place until today. But if you look at the original thing they did with this negotiation, it was a $1.5 trillion spending package, basically saying to the American people, we want to give massive amounts of money, hundreds of billions of dollars to illegal aliens for their health care, while Americans are struggling to pay their health care
My
bills. That was
fucking
their
God.
initial foray into this negotiation. We thought it was absurd. We told them it was absurd, and now they come in here saying that if you don't give us everything that we want, we're going to shut down the government. We think that's preposterous. We think it's totally unacceptable, and we think the American people are going to suffer because these guys won't do the right thing. Now, I want to make one final point here. You will hear a lot from Senate Democrats, from House Democrats about the fact that American health care policy is broken. Well, we know that American healthcare policy is broken. We've been trying to fix it for the 8 months that we've been in office.
Oh,
But
have
every
you?
single
By
thing
taking money
that they
away.
accuse about being broken about American healthcare is policy the Democrats have supported for the past decade. So if they want to talk about how to fix American healthcare policy, let's do it. The Speaker would love to do it. The Senate Majority Leader would love to do it. Let's work on it together. But let's do it in the context of an open government that's providing essential services to the American people. That's all that we're proposing to do. And the fact that they refuse to do that shows how.
Yeah,
reducing
I
their
like
position is.
imagine
I
the
think we're
things
headed
from
to a
South
shutdown
Park with like the
because Democrats
FCC
won't do
guy.
the right thing.
Like I want like a
hope they
Rube
change their mind, but
Goldberg
we're gonna see. I'll let the Speaker,
version
say a few words.
of them passing.
Thank you,
You know?
Vice President Vance. I want to thank the President as well. They showed strong leadership today. They invited the 4 leaders over here because the President is operating in good faith, and he demonstrated that very well. The problem is that
did he?
Chuck Schumer
This video
and,
would say
Leader
otherwise.
Jeffries refused to acknowledge the simple facts. Let's review what the simple facts are. As the Vice President was saying, this is the common sense thing to do. This is the right thing to do. This is the simple thing to do. By way of review, the House is getting back to the way the regular appropriations process is supposed to work. 12 separate appropriations bills
fucking
passed through the House Appropriations Committee, 3 off the floor.
Now that we are in charge, we think it should be however the fuck we want to do it.
Senate doing their work as well. All this in bipartisan fashion, by the way. They passed 3 bills in the Senate. Those bills don't match up exactly. So for the first time in years, since 2019, you have a conference committee that is being constituted between the House and the Senate. This is the way a bill becomes a law. They work out the differences. All this is happening in bipartisan fashion. The problem is we've run out of clock. September 30th is the end of the fiscal year.
Yeah,
so we
it's
need
really
a little more-
frustrating having all of these things that I really want to say in my fucking head. It's so frustrating that the right can come out with an article entitled "Enough is Enough, I Choose Violence," where they actively call for violence against like people just trying to fucking live. And here we are thinking all these thoughts in our heads that we have to keep silent or they will prosecute us just for as much as they possibly can.
So what we did in the Republican majority is the right, responsible, simple thing.
Good night,
A
Crafty.
clean, continuing resolution, a short-term, nonpartisan continuing resolution. It's only 24 pages in length. Leader Thune has a copy if you want to see the exhibit. There's nothing partisan in here. No policy writers, none of our big party preferences, because we want to do the right thing by the American people and allow more time for negotiation. Now, there's a reason that Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries have come out here, stomped the feet, saying that they can't go along with this. They're trying to bring in
Did
extraneous
Baby Fit not
issues.
show up?
They issued a counter proposal. You should go take a look at what they requested.
Oh, there it is.
$1.5
That's
trillion
super
in
delayed. What
new
the
spending
fuck?
That is unrelated to the ongoing appropriations process. They wanted to, as you said, restore taxpayer-funded benefits. Okay, hard-working taxpayers in America. They want to take your funds and give that for benefits to illegal aliens. They want to restore that because we got rid of it. They want to prop up left-leaning media outlets. $500 million they threw in on top of that. $1.5 trillion on a 7-week stopgap funding measure. We're not going to do that. They know we can't do that.
The fuck
and
is he
we never have
talking
in the past.
about?
During the Biden administration, there were 13 threatened shutdowns. The Republicans in the minority did the right thing. We kept the government open. We're simply asking for the Democrats. Again, I want to thank President Trump for the strong, solid leadership. He listened to the arguments, and they just wouldn't acknowledge the simple facts.
Yeah, I can't wait till the day where Nazis are afraid to be Nazis in public again. I can't wait until Nazis are afraid to be Nazis in public. The day when they are actually in shame to put their armbands on.
Never believed it is. And I want you to remember, when we voted in the House, we passed it out of the House. The House has done its job. We did that almost 2 weeks ago. Every Democrat in the House except one voted to shut the government down. That is the record. And don't forget it.
How about we talk about the votes on the fucking, like, Epstein release? How about we talk about votes on shit like that? Don't wanna?
Is what we're talking about.
We talk about the fact that you're not confirming people.
The government
No?
through November
Okay.
the 21st. I don't know where they're saying this is some huge partisan thing. This is something we do fairly routinely. And when the Democrats had the majority on 13 different occasions, they had the majority. President Biden was in the White House. We passed
Fucking God,
continuing
Joe Biden.
resolutions to fund the government.
Joe Biden.
This is purely and simply hostage taking.
What the
on
fuck
behalf-
are you
on
talking
behalf of
about?
the Democrats. The Republicans are united. House Republicans, Senate Republicans, President Trump. The House has passed
President
a clean
Trump.
funding resolution to fund the government until November the 21st. It's clean, It is bipartisan, and it is short-term. But it gives us enough time to finish the appropriations process, which is the way we should be funding the government. So Republicans in the House, in the Senate, President United, they've passed the bill. This is sitting
I remember
right now
seeing stuff
at the
about
Senate
that a
desk.
while ago.
We could pick it up
Yeah.
and pass it tonight. We could pick it up and pass it tomorrow before the government shuts down. And then we don't have a government shutdown. It is totally up to the Democrats.
Stoner
because
chick,
right now,
cheers.
They are the only thing standing between the American people and the government shutting down. We're all in favor of funding the government. And this is something that's been done routinely 13 different times by the Democrats when they had the majority. So it's to me, it's purely a hostage-taking exercise on the part of the Democrats. We are willing to sit down and work with them on some of the issues they want to talk about, whether it's the extension of premium tax credits with reforms. We're happy to have that conversation. But as of right now, this is a hijacking of the American people, and it's the American people who are going to pay the price.
Can you respond to
Russ,
Senator?
you want to say a few words?
Sure. We want to keep this government open. It is not good for the American people to have the government shut down for any period of time. We will manage it appropriately, but it is something that can all be avoided.
Guys, shut the fuck
It can
up.
all be avoided by accepting a reasonable position.
By accepting a reasonable.
Preparing to fire federal workers if the government
Yes.
shut down.
Well, first of all, we have to keep essential services functioning as well as possible if the Democrats shut down the government, and Russ has been tasked with making sure that's possible. Now, you asked about
Russ,
negotiations. One of the
wait, was that Russell Vaught?
things I admired about the president,
That-
and frankly, the entire team's approach during the conversation we just had with
Thought I
Chuck Schumer and
recognized
Hakeem
him.
Jeffries was, they have some crazy ideas. Giving taxpayer money to illegal aliens for health care, that's a crazy idea. Funding transgender surgeries in Peru,
Dude, what
that's
the
a crazy
fuck are you
idea.
talking about?
But they had some ideas that I actually thought were reasonable, and they had some ideas that the president thought was reasonable. What's not reasonable is to hold those
Yes.
ideas as leverage and to shut down the government unless we give you everything that you want. There were multiple times where Leader Jeffries or Leader Schumer would say, you know what, we should be doing this, and the President of the United States would say, yeah, absolutely, let's have that conversation, but we're going to do it in the context of the people's government being open. We're not going to let you take the people's government hostage and then give you everything that you want. And that's really the state of the negotiation. Yeah, let's
These
have
people hiding in front of the
let's have
cameras too.
negotiation.
They
We're
have
not gonna
people that
shut
will
down
back them
the
up
government
to
because
like
we
their
want the
dying
Democrats
breath, and they don't
everything
even know them in
want.
person. Like they don't even really know them. They know nothing about these people.
Aspects about healthcare ending for certain people that the president was learning about for the first time in that meeting, and was the president open to a deal?
Mike
on
Johnson just down there.
Well, I'm highly skeptical that the president was learning about it for the first time, thanks to Chuck Schumer. But what I will say is, look, we have put a $50 billion rural hospital fund into the
Shut
big
Mike.
beautiful bill that we passed a few months ago, because we know that under Biden administration's policies, there are a lot of small town hospitals, a lot of rural health care that was getting shut down and that was struggling. We're trying to fix that problem. In fact, we're happy to work with Democrats to fix that problem. We want to work across the aisle to make sure that people have access to good health care. We are not going to let Democrats shut down the government, take a hostage, unless we give them everything that they want. That's not how the people's government has ever worked. That's certainly not how it's going to work under the Trump administration.
Can I add one thing?
Go ahead, please.
Let me just, this is
Ah,
very important on
yeah, just
healthcare.
come on up here.
Their counterproposal, what Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries are demanding, is that they claw back the $50 billion that we put into the rural hospital support structure. They want to take that back. We're not
The $50 billion does fucking nothing. It does nothing in comparison to $1 trillion.
going to do that. We've
They
passed
need significantly
that
more.
because we have to allow for that. Also, if they shut the government down, not only are troops unpaid, federal workers, and all the services that everybody relies upon, but the WIC program, the nutrition program, women, infant, and children, they will not get that program, will not be funded.
My
FEMA
God,
won't be
fuck
funded.
you,
We have
Mike.
hurricanes off the coast of the
Y'all are
United States right now.
defunding literally every one of the. I'm gonna crash out. They defund every single one of these things, and then they come up in front of the camera and be like, "You got no idea, you guys are gonna make it so that all this." Shut the fuck up, Mike Johnson. Shut the fuck up. All right, everyone. I think that's where I'm going to end it for tonight. I'm frustrated. Hey, Lucifers. Hey, you're coming in at a time where we're finishing up for the night. But hello and good night. A little frustrated after listening to all that. So, good night, everybody. Good night, everyone. I'll be on tomorrow. Regular time, 5-ish. somewhere 5:30, you know, till 9 over on TikTok, and then back on here, Twitch and YouTube until whenever we stop for the night. So thank you so much for hanging out. Appreciate each and every one of you. Good night, Burbles. Amy, good night. Musical, good night. Jimothy, please. Thank you. Boyo, good night. Cycling, good night. Lucifer's, good night. Stoner Chick, Magenta, Oubliette, Stingray. Good night, everyone. Good night. Corey, good night. All right, everybody. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow.